ESPN welcomes you to the crown jewel of professional beach volleyball. The 1989 Cuervo Gold Crown. The world's top professional beach volleyball teams have gathered in Clearwater Beach, Florida for the first stop on the Jose Cuervo Gold Crown $100,000 Invitational Tour Series. The round-robin format will be a grueling test of endurance, as each team will play a total of 7 games before the championship is decided. Hello, everybody. I'm Art Ekman from Clearwater Beach, Florida. We've got the finest volleyball players in the world vying on the sand for $100,000 in prize money, the Cuervo Gold Crown. Here's where 2 men can leave this afternoon with $50,000 in their pocket. That's the most money for winning a volleyball tournament in the world. And working with me is Paul Sunderland. And Paul, you've been an Olympic gold medalist. You've been in all kinds of formats. But this format leads to great intensity and great excitement.
Yeah, for a couple of key reasons, Art. First of all, you've got the 8 top teams in the world of professional beach volleyball, and they're playing a round-robin format, which quite simply means they all have to play one another to advance in this tournament. The team with the best record at the end of the round-robin will go directly into the finals. The second and third place teams will play off in a semifinal to get back for the right to play for the Gold Crown. We've got some super athletes here.
Paul, we've not only got the finest beach volleyball players, but we've got a young man that's coming back into beach volleyball who's probably the most recognizable man to ever play the game.
Well, there's no question about it. A lot of the beach volleyball fans are very familiar with Smith, Stoklos, Hovland, Dodd, names like that. But Cuervo, the most recognized volleyball star in the world today, recognized as the best player in the world. And many people don't remember that he made his start on the beaches of Southern California, and he's back to the beach and playing in his first ever Gold Crown event. Very, very tough, playing with a young player from Hermosa Beach, Brent Frohoff.
Throughout the entire day, right down here at courtside, will be Duffy Wilson. And Duffy's going to be close to the action and bringing us the interviews and some of the insight that he can see right up close to the net. Duffy, I guess if you had to recap the first 4 rounds of play in this tournament, you'd have to say that comeback would be the word.
The first 4 rounds have seen so many comebacks. Cuervo has come back to the beach. His team, Cuervo and Brent Frohoff, are 4-0. They had a tremendous comeback in the second round against John Hanley and John Stevenson. How about Mike Dodd and Tim Hovland? They could be the favorites here. Hovland and Dodd, the champions in the Gold Crown at San Diego. A comeback, try 6-0 against Smith and Stoklos in the 4th round. Smith and Stoklos, their comeback, well, they'll be looking for that in the 5th round when they meet Cuervo and Brent Frohoff. Comebacks, a lot of comebacks, Art.
Thanks, Duffy. Paul, we've got beautiful setting here at Clearwater Beach, and you can't get a better one. And the weather, sunny, but the wind now. It's not like cutting a baseball or a golf ball through the wind.
Well, exactly right. Baseball, golf ball, very dense, and will cut directly through a breeze. A volleyball is about 9-10 inches around and filled with air. Floats, changes direction radically. And for the fans out there, watch these players control that big air-filled ball in the breezy conditions. Right now, the wind has died. Conditions are absolutely perfect. But if a 20-mile-an-hour breeze comes off the Gulf, it could have an effect on the outcome of this tournament.
We're getting right to the action after this from Clearwater Beach, Florida. We're in beautiful Clearwater Beach, Florida, waiting for round 5 of the Cuervo Gold Crown to begin. Paul Sunderland has with him at courtside Dr. Laz Karai. He's the father of 2-time Olympic gold medalist Cuervo.
Laz, when you dragged your son Cuervo down to the beaches of Santa Barbara at age 6, did you think that beach volleyball, let alone pro beach volleyball, would turn into the spectacular it is today?
Not even close, Paul, not even close. I thought it would get better, but not to this level, and not to this level of exposure and dollars and organization. This is just mind-blowing.
Laz, you must be very proud as a parent to have been able to sit in the stands and watch your son win a gold medal in Los Angeles, go on and win the first ever world championship for the United States and France, and then repeat again as a gold medal champion at the Seoul Olympic Games. And who will ever forget the shot of you waving that flag up in the Seoul Olympic Arena?
Well, you know, you would think I would come here and I wouldn't get excited, but when they were down 7-2, I did get excited. He never concedes an inch, as you know. Some people don't even remember that he and St. John were a team in the early 80s, and they could have been down to game point for the other team, and they still came back. I think you also remember the famous match against Argentina at the World Cup in '85, where they were on the verge of extinction by Argentina and won. He's a mentally very tough man. He may not have the best tools, but I'm proud that he's so determined.
We pick up the action of the fifth round. Karch Karai and Brent Frohoff, his teammate, against Randy Stoklos and St. John Smith. 8-3, Stoklos and Smith. But Karch Karai and his teammate have come back throughout this entire tournament.
Frohoff, Kurai just teaming up early this year, been playing extremely well. Smith Stoklos, the kings of the beach in 1988, need a victory here, Art, to stay in the running for the gold crown. Randy Stoklos booming a jump serve off Karch Kurai.
That gives them a 9-3 lead, and they'll change at 9 in this format.
Multiples of 3. We're playing games to 10 in the Cuervo Gold Crown round-robin format, and you change sides to avoid a particular advantage based on wind or sun.
So we go to match point. Stoklos. Frohoff up the net. And you hear Randy yelling double. He felt he double hit, and a beautiful spike. He's known for some good spikes. Frohoff puts it down for a side out.
2 consecutive contacts, a violation in the rules of volleyball. Bobby Clark, one of the top U.S. officials on the beach or at the Olympic Games. And giving Randy Stoklos a piece of his mind. Doesn't take any guff at the Olympic Games, nor does he here in Clearwater, Florida.
So Karch Karai back to serve. Trying to hold on to this game now. They need some points badly. Randy up at the net. Good dig that time by Karai. Block Stoklos.
Unfortunate transition mistake by Karch Kurai. Every time on the beach when you get a dig, nice defensive play by Karch Kurai, you have to turn that into a quick point. Randy Stoklos, one of the best blockers on the beach, shutting the door on Karch.
The side out gives it back to Smith for the jump serve. Karai off the block. And it's a side out once again.
Randy Stoklos doing a good job deflecting that ball up in the air, but again, Art, we only have 2 players covering an entire volleyball court. St. John Smith breaking to his left, the ball going to his right. You can only be in one place at a time.
Brent Frohoff, 2 second places last year on the tour. Stoklos. Nice move by Karai that time. Karai off the block. Stoklos tried up at the net but couldn't get it. 9-4.
Karch Kurai this time taking advantage of a poor set by St. John Smith. Smith Stoklos still ahead 9-4. Karch, good transition play.
Frohoff again with that jump serve. He's known for it.
Come on, overhead, head, go!
Randy dinks it. Beautiful play as they just couldn't adjust to it.
Brent Frohoff, however, Art, has got to make that defensive play. St. John Smith setting Randy Stoklos 3-4 feet off the net. Not an optimum position. Brent Frohoff getting a late jump. If Kurai and Frohoff going to get back into this game, they've got to convert.
Side out. Stoklos with the serve. He runs to the net. He gets the block, and that's match point. Oh, what a beautiful block.
Brent Frohoff getting a set that he liked, trying to go to his favorite shot, cross court. Randy Stoklos knows it, reaches into the cross court, stuffs the ball down. Big win, 10-4 for Smith Stoklos.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, a nice hand for Karch Kurai.
And as you see here, it hands Karai and Frohoff their first loss. Hovland and Dodd, the only undefeated team so far as we look down the list. So it's real close up top. There's no question about that. As we look at the standings and positioning going into round 6, very close. Duffy Wilson is courtside with a member of the round 5's winning team, St. John Smith. Duffy?
St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos did what they had to do in the 5th round. They have made things very tight. Great game.
Thank you. I didn't expect it to be that easy. We won by, what, I think 6 points. I thought they'd be a little tighter with us all the way through, but I'm happy with the way we played and glad we came back after losing a match in the 4th round.
You and Randy have played together a long time. We know Karch and Brent are playing well this year, but they're a new team. That's got to be an advantage. I think we saw some of that today.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of an advantage for us since we've been together for 8 years, but Karch and Brent have shown that they're a great team in the past, so anything goes out there.
So in the 5th round, Smith and Stoklos have made things very interesting.
On this sun-drenched day, thousands of people are gathering as we get ready for the 6th round of the Pro Beach Volleyball competition as the $100,000 Cuervo Gold Crown Tournament continues.
We're back at Clearwater Beach, Florida, and as the crowd continues to pour onto the beach in anticipation of the finals, Art Ekman has a special guest with him at center court. Art?
The representative of the Association of Volleyball Professionals with us right now, Matt Gage. Matt, when you were winning something like 26 opens or something like that, did you ever dream you'd see 18,000 people out here cheering for these guys?
No, I don't think I dreamed there'd be this many people. Although we did have some great tournaments back in my time, but boy, there was never the production value out here, never a big stage, never the bleachers. This is unbelievable.
Of course, you're able to work in the administration of things right now, but it's kind of jealousy maybe a little bit sneaks in when you see the kind of money these guys are playing for.
You think about it. You definitely think about it, but I had a great time in my time. I mean, we didn't play for the money. We had a good time. They're playing for the money. They're having their time. I think it works out in the end.
Going to get bigger?
It's going to get bigger, yeah. In the last 3 or 4 years, the growth has been phenomenal. Even seeing the difference between 4 years ago and now, it's day and night. And 4 years from now, I think a lot more people are going to be aware of where beach volleyball is and where it's going.
That hat ought to go, Matt, if you ask me. And from the looks of the incredible crowd we have here today, you can tell that beach volleyball has a very large and loyal following.
Ready for round 6 on center court now, and we see former teammates Stevenson and Powers. They teamed up last year to win 2 of the 3 Cuervo Gold Crown events.
Well, they've gone their separate way, Art, this year because of an unfortunate injury to Pat Powers. Last year, the most intimidating spiker on the Pro Beach Tours had rotator cuff surgery and really taking his time recuperating. This is his first appearance on the Pro Beach Tour this year.
Hanley, a nice deep placement for a side out. And so Stevenson goes back to serve. What a well-conditioned athlete.
At 6'1", 190 pounds, many of the players think that pound for pound, inch for inch, he's the best player on the tour.
Great veteran. O.B. Obradovich in the pink shorts. Oh, what touch, what touch.
Steve Obradovich has been playing Pro Beach volleyball for 13 years, and he was an amateur before that, just simply because there wasn't any money in the sport yet, and he's got a lot of shots.
Former football player at USC. In fact, he was on the roster at a Rose Bowl.
Only Pro Beach player to have a Rose Bowl ring and a world championship on the Pro Beach Tour.
And it shows you why right there with a wise placement. Powers with the serve. Hanley. And off the block, O.B. gets it up for Powers, and he dishes it down. Now, you can see the difference as we take a look at that left shoulder. You might be able to see the scar.
Pat Powers, unfortunately, had, again, that rotator cuff surgery. He's got about a 6-inch incision on the front, as well as a matching 6-inch incision on the back. He's kind of proud of him, but he's working very, very hard to come back, and I think later on in the year, he'll be back to his old form.
Moments later, Powers Obradovich picking up 3 points, so this game is getting close right now. O.B. puts it away with a spike, and it is now 9-8. They have picked up from 5 points down.
Nice transition by Steve Obradovich. Have Pat Powers up there blocking at the net. Obradovich chasing on defense. Getting the dig. Nice set by Powers. Obradovich going deep middle to score.
Obradovich. Good play at the net, but Obradovich is right in the best defensive position. And another good play at the net, but it goes out. All tied up at 9.
John Hanley was in good blocking position against Steve Obradovich. Obradovich just ripping the ball cross court. Hanley getting tooled. When a spiker hits the ball effectively into the block and out of bounds, he's getting tooled. Point for O.B. and Pat Powers.
Obradovich. Hanley the set. Beautiful, beautiful spike. Stevenson showing his leaping ability.
Well, even on the beach, John Stevenson jumps about 40 inches, trains incredibly hard in the off-season, and again, at only 6'1", he's able to just cut the ball inside the block of 6'5" Pat Powers.
Tied at 9, side out. O.B. Pat Powers showing a little bit of that ability of old.
A little bit of old ability and also a little bit of luck. Some confusion there created by the tough jump serve of John Hanley. Powers going behind Obradovich and cuffing the ball into the middle deep portion of the court. Big mistake here.
Setting it up too far, but look at that. It was confusing to them.
Overset by Hanley and Stevenson. You only see that about once a game, and Pat Powers knows at 9-9 that might have been the match. The play overset should be a free ball for Powers and Obradovich. They should convert 99 times out of 100.
So big break as Hanley goes back. And the jump serve. Hanley moving back in defense. Nice dive. The set. Hanley puts it away, and that's match point 10-9.
Nice scramble and transition by Hanley and Stevenson. Pat Powers should have stayed at the net and blocked, gave an open net and an open court to John Hanley. Goes straight down. They win this round 10-9.
Oh, the fans just loving that one. 10-9, what a game. Let's go down to center court, and Duffy Wilson, he's with one of the members of the winning team, John Stevenson.
John Stevenson, a close one in the 6th round with Pat Powers and OB.
Well, Pat's my old partner, and he's got a lot of potential to dominate a match, but he's coming off an injury, and I think we just helped his career out a lot. His comeback bid right there. He's made some great plays and started playing well toward the end of the match. So we were fortunate to pull it out, and now we've got to win this last one.
Taking a look at the standings after 6 rounds, Hovland Dodd, the only undefeated team, and 2 teams with 5-1, but Hanley and Stevenson really trying hard to move up into the semifinal round with 3-3 marks.
There you see the remainder of our round-robin pool results here after 6 rounds at the Cuervo Gold Crown. Clearly a 4-horse race with 3 fighting out for the final and semifinal positions.
Round 7 is coming up next, but we thought you'd like to take a look at some of the scenic atmosphere that you can find on Clearwater Beach. Volleyball is definitely my favorite event.
Yeah, and with spectators like that, Art, mine too.
This is Art Ekman with Paul Sunderland and Duffy Wilson. We'll be back for the action in round 7 right after this. Back at Clearwater Beach, one of volleyball's biggest names is that of 2-time Olympic gold medalist Cuervo. Paul Sunderland is with him at center court.
Sports fans in America know you as an indoor volleyball player, but actually you got your start on East Beach in Santa Barbara and had some tremendous early success as exclusively a beach player.
Probably the most fun I've ever had playing volleyball was growing up on the beach in Santa Barbara with John Hanley, and literally almost day by day we could see our improvement. We were high school kids who wouldn't even be allowed on the court when all these gods were playing out there. And we eventually got up the courage and the skill to be able to get on the court and lose 15-0, 15-5, and within a couple of months we were giving them some scares, and we could see a new light in their eyes to the point where we eventually beat a lot of those teams that we thought were so good. That was a period of great improvement because we spent so much time at it, and that's why I'm having so much fun out here on the beach now, because I'm really getting back to my roots.
Do you feel like you've come back home playing on the Pro Beach Tour once again, or have the other players possibly made you feel like the new kid on the block?
Well, they're doing their best to make me feel like the new kid on the block, but I'm having a great time out here playing with a new partner, Brent Frohoff, and our partnership is really cementing together nicely. And playing indoors for so long, and I'm sure you went through this too, but playing indoors for 8 or 9 years on the team and not having the opportunity to play out here as much as I'd like, it's more fun for me right now on the beach, even though I love playing with the team. It was just such a grind for so long. It's a totally different setting, and one that I love.
I can understand why he loves it. We've had a great weekend for this competition. Next up, round 7, and our first look at the unbeaten team of Tim Hovland and Mike Dodd, a veteran team of opposite personalities versus Cuervo and Brent Frohoff. And we pick up the action now with the score being 7-5 in favor of Cuervo and Frohoff.
Very important match here for Cuervo and Frohoff. They do have one loss. They can cement their position in the playoff for the $50,000 first prize with a victory here. They've been playing very well so far early in the match.
Frohoff, nice dig by Dodd. Hovland keeps it alive. Frohoff powers by the block, and it's 8-5.
Very nice chop past the block of Tim Hovland. Tim Hovland, 6'4", 6'5", intimidating blocker. Brent Frohoff, before he teamed with Cuervo, played exclusively on the left side. This is a free ball, Art, something that you should capitalize on almost every time, and Frohoff does. Again, chopping the ball past the big block of Tim Hovland as they take an 8-5 lead.
What a great set by Cuervo, too.
Karch has got tremendous all-around volleyball skills. He's obviously a physical specimen. You could see that from the interview. Very strong upper body, has super lower leg strength, but also superb ball skills. He was a setter as a collegian at UCLA, where he won consecutive NCAA championships.
Nice block of the net by Frohoff. Good quick move. Oh, what reactions. Frohoff at the net. Dodd just can't get enough of it. He almost made a great play on a super spike.
Mike Dodd, I think one of the best defensive players or diggers on the Pro Beach Tour, usually able to control the hard-driven spike. That time, Frohoff's just a little too much heat. They go to game point, 9-5.
Here's Frohoff at the net. Well, he gets up there and gets a nice extension.
A little pinball defense by the team of Dodd and Hovland. And again, Frohoff ripping the ball inside the block. Tim Hovland showing a little bit of his frustration, pulling down at the net. Very, very crucial situation. Cuervo and Frohoff discussing their strategy together here, Art.
It's important to get that communication for match point coming up.
One player will block at the net, the other will move behind the block in the back row. Since they're 900 square feet, we're playing on the same size court as you would play with 6 players in the Olympic Games. The cohesion between the blocker at the net and the back row defensive player has to be at a very, very high level.
Cuervo and Frohoff, their team meshing together right now in this particular match. Cuervo, nice defense. And it's Frohoff to put it away once again. So Cuervo and Frohoff now 6-1 with this surprisingly large margin, I think, 10-5.
Well, both Cuervo and Brent Frohoff jump serve extremely well. Cuervo playing defense behind the block. This time, Karch just keeping the ball in play at match point. The play they have on is for Brent Frohoff to deny Tim Hovland the line side of the court. The play works perfectly. Hits the ball right to Cuervo, direct back to his partner Brent Frohoff, straight to the sand. They win this all-important match.
He had a nice open court to put the ball in.
Nice block by Frohoff, again slowing the ball down, deflection off the block, and then Frohoff turning quickly from his blocking position, transitioning into the position of a spiker. They go down, they win the match quite easily.
Hovland and Dodd, their first loss. 3 teams at 6-1 with a chance at the $50,000 first place money. Let's go to courtside to Duffy Wilson and Mike Dodd.
Mike Dodd and Tim Hovland just suffered a very tough defeat in the 7th round, and that's made things very complicated.
Yeah, we had a chance to win the outright pool play and be #1 and get a rest, but we lost to Karch and Brent. It was a tough game. They played real well, and now we're all tied at 6-1. So I guess we'll go back to the calculators, figure out the points scored versus the points against ratio, and see who's really 1, 2, and 3 seed going into this final.
Mike, let's face it, you 3 teams are really going to do some battle here in the finals. It's going to be tough.
No doubt about it. We got the crowd, we got the Cuervo, we got the sand, we got the sun, we got everything we need. And I know all 3 teams are fired up to take this crown, so we'll just see what happens.
Indeed we will. But while we're waiting for the playoff match, let's take a look at the Meet the Spike contest. Local establishments in the Clearwater area selected contestants to participate in a spike-off competition. A top beach pro set the ball up for each person to spike over the net, and then the judges rated the spikes. Our top women's competitor for the day, you saw her earlier, Carolyn Jones, and in the men's division, that was the runner-up Greg Leslie, and here's the winner, Ron Peters, number 59. Winners receiving an autographed beach volleyball signed by the nation's finest beach pros. Congratulations to Ron Peters. The jewel of professional beach volleyball will continue in a moment. Out of the 3-way tie, Smith and Stoklos have the best point differential. That puts them the #1 seed. They sit out and watch the other 2 teams battle it out in the semis.
After 2 days of round-robin action, St. John Smith, Randy Stoklos, the kings of the beach last year, have won the right to sit in the shade while Tim Hovland, Mike Dodd, Cuervo, Brent Frohoff fight it out to see who will face them in the finals.
Hovland and Dodd out to the commanding 6-3 lead as we pick up the action. Cuervo and Frohoff known for comebacks, however, in this tournament.
Well, they've made comebacks throughout the course of the weekend here in Clearwater, Florida, but it's always difficult to beat a great team twice. Hovland and Dodd are a great team, and they've shown that here, taking the early lead.
Tim back to serve. He goes to Frohoff. Cuervo the set, and it looked like Frohoff got into the net, Paul.
Collision under the net between Tim Hovland and Brent Frohoff. Frohoff has been getting most of the serves throughout the course of the tournament. Players avoiding the powerful spiking ability of Cuervo. Frohoff's legs a little bit tired, couldn't quite control himself, went into the net for a violation.
7-3 as you saw the scoreboard. Hovland This time Karai takes the serve, and it would be Karai at the net, and a beautiful finesse shot that time by Hovland. Touch shot, 8-3.
And all set up by a setting error of Brent Frohoff. A good pass from Karch Kurai. Frohoff with superb setting skills. Laz Kurai obviously concerned. His son's team down 8-3. But Brent Frohoff just setting the ball right to Tim Hovland. He says, thank you very much, over the top of the block, the defense, and they score again.
And Hovland made sure he was at the right place at the right time at the net. Hovland, the serve. Frohoff. What a dig by Dodd. Hovland up at the net. Dodd, great dive by Hovland, and the poke shot. Look at this rally. Frohoff going to try again. Great block by Hovland. Oh, what net play, 9-3.
Mike Dodd making that point possible as we change sides here again. Hovland Dodd facing a match point, up 9-3. Mike Dodd making save after save. Karch Kurai going out to Brent Frohoff, rips the ball into the block of Tim Hovland, and even Karch Kurai cannot cover. Hovland celebrating, knowing they're 1 point away from getting into the finals again against Smith and Stoklos.
That at least was one of the best rallies we've seen all afternoon and all morning, for that matter, in this day-long action. Hovland to serve. We're looking for match point right now at 9-3. Frohoff. Hovland the block. And that's the match point, 10-3. Conditioning could have been a factor in this match.
Well, no question about it. Tim Hovland is taller than Brent Frohoff and really jumps high over the net, pikes into the cross-court angle. Brent Frohoff again getting most of the serves all day long. There you see the concentration, holding your shorts in basketball fatigue. A sign of fatigue maybe also in volleyball. Frohoff just rips, look how high over the net Tim Hovland is, stuffs the ball down, goes back to congratulate his teammate Mike Dodd. And they're thinking right now about playing in the finals of the Gold Crown, $50,000 on the line.
And that might be a factor because Hovland and Dodd have had to been out in the sand, and they have to go into the finals to a well-rested team that they will face, Smith and Stoklos. The question now, will conditioning take its toll in the finals? Duffy Wilson has Tim Hovland standing by at center court. Duffy?
Tim Hovland and Mike Dodd definitely making the comeback trail. You're in the finals. Great game.
Thank you very much. The heat turned up a little bit that game, but we're feeling pretty good. We can side out like we did last game. I think this will be a really nice finals, and hopefully we'll come away with a victory.
What are you going to do with Smith and Stoklos?
We're going to start off deep with Smith in the corner, see how he's reacting, and then maybe jump serve a little bit. Depends on how we're feeling. Our main problem is side out. We side out. The longer the game goes, the better chance we have of winning.
As the fans settle in for the championship match, Paul Sutherland spoke with Randy Stoklos about his team's past record in the Cuervo Gold Crown events.
Randy, you and your partner, St. John Smith, have been one of the top teams in the world of pro beach volleyball. You won the most money last year, but you have yet to win a Cuervo Gold event. You know, Bjorn Borg couldn't win the U.S. Open. Is this a real stumbling block for you?
Well, thanks, Paul, for the compliment. It's not a stumbling block. Cuervo's been in volleyball since 1978. We've won a number of their events. In the past couple of years, we have had trouble with the Gold Crown. We placed third in all three of them last year, and we had a shaky start yesterday. We had Hovland and Dodd 9-6, and we couldn't put them away. This is a new day. We have three tough teams to play, and hopefully if we play good enough, we're still going to come away with a victory.
This is the match we've been waiting for. The championship match between Tim Hovland and Mike Dodd. Winners of the final leg in San Diego last year, the Cuervo Gold Crown Series, versus the King of the Beach, St. John Smith, and Vanilla Thunder, Randy Stoklos. Of course, the round-robin tournament, they played at 10 in all the previous matches, but we'll go to 11 in this match, and you've got to win by 2 in the final, Paul.
These two teams are old rivals. Each team won $130,000 per player last year. St. John Smith, Randy Stoklos just edging out Hovland and Dodd in the total prize money competition. Very big final, $50,000, remember, Art, to the winning team.
Smith and Stoklos winning the toss to serve, and it was a good serve. Had them discombobulated that time, and goes to 1-0 to take the advantage.
Smith Stoklos coming out very fresh, and their ability to score points directly from St. John Smith's serve will be very important in the outcome of this match.
Dodd goes for it, side out, beautiful spike.
Mike Dodd loves to hit the ball cross court from the right side. Randy Stoklos will try to take that away, force him to hit down the line.
So Mike Dodd back to serve right now. Goes St. John Smith. They're trying to get him as deep as possible. Here's Dodd's chance, and he gets it through the block. Off the block, out of bounds, and ties the score at 1.
St. John Smith caught the top of the tape as he hit the ball cross court at Mike Dodd, slows the ball down. Easy transition and scoring play for Dodd Hovland, as again the score is tied 1-1.
Dodd almost expressionless. Much different than his partner. At the net, deflected. Here's Dodd, and he buries it down.
Those are two of the easiest looking point scoring opportunities you're ever going to see in a big final like this. Smith catches the top of the tape. Then his partner, Stoklos, catches the top of the tape. Mike Dodd, like he's in practice or out on a day playing with his wife, just bumps the ball up, and they score in transition easily.
Got the touch off the block for the 2-1 advantage now. Stoklos. Ooh, what a power move. He powered it down for the side out.
Caught nothing but the sand straight down on a great shot by Randy Stoklos. St. John Smith usually gets most of the serves, and you see why. Randy Stoklos, big, imposing figure offensively.
And Randy back to serve now. The jump serve comes to the net. Oh, looked like a jump ball in basketball, and Stoklos got the advantage there to tie it 2.
Jump ball in basketball, what we call a joust at the net. Both players going for the ball. Randy swatting it down with his left hand to score.
Stoklos now to serve. And he powers it out. An unforced error there. Could he be getting a little leg weary?
Randy Stoklos probably wouldn't get tired if he played all day, 7 days a week. He's in great shape. The toss so important, just like it is to a tennis player. And again, they're going for aces when they're jump serving. It will create some mistakes.
Going deep to St. John. St. John, oh, what a dig that time. Dodd moving in. And moving back to defend was Stoklos, and couldn't quite get the muster on it.
Speaking of fatigue, you talked about Randy Stoklos. I think St. John Smith possibly a little bit tired here. He's had 3 swings. 2 of them have hit the top of the tape. Turned out to be easy point-scoring opportunities for Hovland Dodd.
The advantage to Hovland Dodd, 3-2 now. Hovland off the serve. Goes for the block. Can't get it. Goes out of bounds.
Sometimes when you're in trouble as a spiker, the block is your best friend. St. John having a problem hitting the ball cross-court up into the hands of Tim Hovland and out of bounds for the side out.
Side outs, you heard earlier, an important factor in this game as far as Hovland is concerned. Smith the serve. Dodd. Oh, what a dig that time by St. John. And he gets right back up. You've got to do that in beach volleyball, and he's one of the best right now. But Hovland in the right place at the right time for the high spike. It's a side out. Oh, what a rally that time.
And Hovland thanking his partner Mike Dodd for 2 very accurate sets. St. John Smith, one of the quickest, if not the quickest player on the beach, came all the way from the right side, covered the left, but could not get to back to the right to make the second defensive play.
Dodd, does he go deep again to St. John? Yes, he does. Randy sending Smith up, tries to push it. Just out. Tough break. Picking it up now at 5-2. We see Randy and St. John communicating, disappointed, trying to fire each other up.
Well, right now you're seeing some very uncharacteristic errors from St. John Smith. He's one of the most consistent attackers on the Pro Beach Tour. Very rarely hits the ball out of bounds, and has been doing so a little bit here early. Nice play by Randy Stoklos.
Element of surprise in that particular spike.
Very much so. The rules of volleyball say you can contact the ball 3 times on your own side, but you don't have to. Ball pass close to the net. Randy Stoklos goes straight down.
We'll be back with more Pro Beach Volleyball from Clearwater, Florida, right after this. As we all know, there are all kinds of fun things to do at the beach. All you have to do is let your mind wander, Paul. And not very far, really.
Children out having a great time, and some grown-ups enjoying the beautiful natural resources.
Well, the area has really made a tremendous festive affair of this volleyball championship.
Well, the Pro Beach Tour has been coming to Clearwater, Florida for several years, and as the years have gone by, the crowds have continued to grow and grow, and this weekend here for the final day, we have upwards of 20,000 people just sailing on by.
All types of pleasures you can discover on a typical day at the beach here in Clearwater, Florida. Let's return to our championship match. The score now, Hovland Dodd 5 and Smith Stoklos 3. And it's Randy Stoklos back to do the serving now, most valuable player of last year. Setting it up for Dodd. Dodd gets it through the block. Good side-out play.
Nice chop side out by Mike Dodd. He's going to get the majority of serves for his team, and he loves to hit the ball cross court from the right side. Tim Hovland using the bump setting technique. You just barely see a shot of St. John Smith all the way over to the left side. Mike Dodd had the whole cross court or left side of the court as he's looking at it wide open.
We've seen so many side-outs in this game, and after a couple of more side-outs, Dodd off the serve. St. John Smith, great touch.
Good coordination again with a team of Smith Stoklos. Randy Stoklos will set the ball. He'll look at the block. He'll look to see which side of the court the defensive player is on and tell his partner, St. John Smith, just to hit the ball to the open portion of the court.
Stoklos at the net, and the great block. It falls inside.
1988 most valuable player, as voted by his peers. Super setter, very intimidating blocker, and that time getting one of the best hitters in the world, Tim Hovland.
5-4 the advantage. Stoklos, the serve. Hovland! Oh, what a move.
Tim Hovland has the ability, Tim Hovland has the ability to go right over the top of the block. A lot of players have to go around the block. Hovland with his leaping ability right over the top.
After the side out. St. John, great dig. And look at the tip by Sort. Oh, my goodness sakes. Stoklos with a tip to make sure to put it away to tie the match.
St. John Smith reading the play perfectly. Shot down the line by Mike Dodd. He picks a spot. There, Randy Stoklos waving his partner over to the right. They read the play. St. John's right there. The ball goes near the net. Why hit it 3 times when the court is wide open on 2? St. John Smith, Randy Stoklos score.
St. John the jump serve. Dodd the hit. Another side out.
Stoklos has got to move the block in just a little bit more and take away that cross-court shot from Mike Dodd. They're scoring successfully when Mike is being forced down the line.
You mentioned that's one of his favorite shots earlier in our telecast. Hovland now to do the serving. Dodd the dig.
Big opportunity here, and Mike Dodd cross-court behind the defense of Randy Stoklos. Great shot and transition play by Hovland Dodd.
Dodd the shot maker, 6-5 the score. Dodd back to serve. Deep to Randy. Hovland, little surprise element right there. Keeping it alive, Tim Hovland. And Hovland puts it away. Great teamwork.
Hovland Dodd playing extremely well, but 2 sets way too far off the net from St. John Smith to Randy Stoklos to enable Randy to put the ball away against this tough team.
7-5 as you see there. Hovland Dodd now with a good advantage in this game.
This is a big lead the way these 2 teams have been playing, Art. Ahead by 2. We're playing to 11 again here in the finals. You must win by 2.
Nice little poke shot by St. John. And unforced error. You don't see that very often from Dodd.
Down by 2. That would have been an important point for Hovland and Dodd. Mike had read the play accurately, just could not convert.
Super serve. Hovland doing the digging, though. Stoklos. Oh, a little finesse of his own. 7-6 the score.
Nice read by Randy Stoklos. Faked the block. Dropped off to play defense. The set in the middle to the left side hitter, Tim Hovland. Randy Stoklos, confusing him, drops off. And here, the little joust at the net. And Tim Hovland touched the ball with his left hand as he was penetrating the net to block. You just can't touch the net in volleyball. Violation. A point to St. John Smith, Randy Stoklos.
Smith. Hovland. Smith, a nice right-handed move. His partners set him up for that one. Nice finesse.
Smith making the dig, and then Randy Stoklos at 6-5, a super setter as well, sets the ball back to St. John Smith and just calls line. There's an old rule in volleyball. You don't have to hit the ball hard, just hit it where they're not.
Well, it tied the score at 7, and we'll return for the conclusion of the championship match right after this timeout. A tremendous crowd has turned out for the first stop of the Cuervo Triple Gold Crown. As we left the action, it was tied 7-7. That's where we pick up the action. St. John Smith back to serve, and this has been a tremendous championship match.
Tim Hovland talked about their need to side out for long periods of time. They have not been able to do it. They were ahead 7-5. Smith Stoklos scoring points quickly. Lots of pressure on Hovland Dodd right now to get their offensive game in gear.
What a block.
Randy Stoklos right on cue, keeps the momentum going, stuffing the ball down against Tim Hovland.
And they take the lead at 8-7. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going. Momentum has not been a part of this match, as neither team has been able to take a big advantage. St. John Smith with the jump serve. Setting it up for Dodd. His hit way out, and that's their biggest lead, 9-7.
That's a big lead in a game to 11 points. Remember, this final arc played to 11 points, have to win by 2. Mike Dodd, big advantage to Smith Stoklos, hitting that ball straight out of bounds.
And at 9-7, they change courts. Randy's already got the ball, smacking it. Randy Stoklos. Hovland and Dodd wait. Dodd with the try. Stoklos. Great at the net. And Hovland. And it's going to be a side out.
Very important point. Smith Stoklos ahead 9-7. Randy Stoklos blocked the first attempt. Nice reaction by Hovland and Dodd to save that play, get the side out.
Hovland for the serve. St. John sets it up. Absorbing the energy was Dodd. Dodd the hit.
Nice play by Mike Dodd again, playing super defense, controlling the hard-driven spike. But Randy Stoklos right now talking to his partner, St. John Smith. St. John, you've got to set the ball closer to the net. If the ball is set 3-4 feet off the net, the defense immediately has the advantage.
9-8, tightening up again, Hovland.
Another deep set, Art. Great save by Mike Dodd.
What a sprawl by Dodd, and Dodd tried to put it away. Good reflex. Oh, this is a great rally. Stoklos, the spike, and a side out. Maybe the greatest rally of the day.
Tremendous rally by both teams, and Randy Stoklos saying to St. John, that's the set I need. You see the difference in the aggressiveness from Randy Stoklos. When the ball's tight, he can put the ball away.
Smith the serve. And he put it over on the second hit. Oh, what a great try. Randy's trying to save it back there. Let's see if St. John can do it. Oh, what a dig. Great rally. That's got to take the cake. 2 in a row.
Back-to-back, tremendous exhibition of athletic talent by these 4 athletes. They're covering the court. They've been out here playing for hours on end. And again, the highest level of play comes right at the end. But Art, I think that's a mistake.
That was a side out.
That was a side out. The score should be 9-8.
Dodd after the serve. Stoklos. Hovland got it deep. What a nicely placed shot.
Again, St. John Smith setting the ball too far off the net for his partner, Randy Stoklos. And that now should make the score. There it is, 9-9. We were correct. That long rally and all that effort for a side out.
Tim Hovland. Deep to Randy. And Stoklos comes to the net after the set. Great net play. Dodd off the block. And St. John can't quite recover. 10-9.
St. John sprawling, scrambling to get that ball deflected off the top of the block. Can't quite get there. We move to championship point.
We can anticipate anything, though, right now. It's been that way the entire match. Hovland with the serve, and St. John Smith goes for the shot. Nice play by Dodd. Dodd's going to try to put it away. There's match point right there, 11-9. Had to win by 2, and you have to go at 11 in this championship game.
Tim Hovland, Mike Dodd, tough victory over Cuervo Frohoff to qualify for the finals. Would they be tired? Could they side out long enough, as Tim Hovland indicated in his interview? They made some great plays throughout the course of the match. Tight final. They come through with a victory.
Oh, it might as well be 4th of July, but these two are far from independent, as we saw some great teamwork today.
Match point being a perfect example. Our Tim Hovland at the net, forcing Randy Stoklos to hit the ball cross court to his partner, Mike Dodd. They transition actually quite easily to score and take home first prize.
And these guys have a right to be happy for their final victory of the day. The 11-9 win will bring them $50,000 first place prize money. And you see the money rundown as the last place team, just for the invitation, gets $3 grand.